Hello everyone, it's Frenchtheshaman here with today's prophetic word. So when I prayed today, Yahweh gave me a verse, and the verse was Galatians 1 verse 17, and it reads, "Neither went I up to Jerusalem to them, which were apostles before me, but I went into Arabia and returned again unto Damascus." So I was a little confused, and like yesterday, I decided to read the whole chapter because, it gives me more insight. Verses 11 and 12 also stood out to me, and it read, "But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of man. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ." My prophet, stand your ground. We are in a completely different time than we've ever lived in before. We have come into a time where the Word of God is so accessibly rewritten at the hands of man, where the preacher is the gap between the common person and going directly to God. Things have been set up in a way where people think that they have to be a certain type of way to have a connection to God. That gift that was placed down on the inside of you is meant to come out the way that you were designed to deliver it. You don't need to speak a certain way. You don't need to put on a certain way or dress a certain way to deliver the word that God has given you. You don't need to follow a quota, nor do you need to follow a protocol. You just need to make sure you're authentic, because there are 1,000 names tied to the moment you decide to tell your story, and 1,000 more names tied to the moment that you begin to heal. But the way that you were brought through was the way that you were brought through. And you never know who has been turned away from the church, but God is needed to connect to them. And the gap between the church and God will be delivered through you. But you are too afraid to give your word because you don't feel as though you would be supported. That hit me different. I know that was a message for me as well. Be who God has called you to be, because you never know who God is trying to reach that he can't touch through the church. But how different and how unique you are is the very thing that will be able to pull that person into God. God is trying to build a ministry under you. Let's go to the next video.